got a commercial on the whatchamacallit. Not a good look. And we cannot. Oh, I tell you. Now let's see what we got. So I'm determined to get this fixed before we continue. You feel me? If not, we're going to shut it down. How we going to do it today? Yeah, I think we good now. You know, man. So I know that it's typically a delay. Oh. And, yeah, it is, actually. I see it, got a commercial on the whatchamacallit. So you may or may not be able to hear me on YouTube. If you can, say what's up. If you can't, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, I tell you. Now let's see what we got. Anyway, the number is 347-855-8692. You feel me? If you got a question or a comment, I'm gonna really get started on the show in a second. How we gonna do it today? I think I have wasted ample amount, so I know that it's typically a delay. Oh. And yeah, it is actually. I see it. Got a commercial on the whatchamacallit. So you may or may not be able to hear me on YouTube. If you can hear me, what's up? If you can't, okay. I don't know what to tell you. I hate the delay, but anyway, what's good, fam? Anyway, the number is 347-855-8692. You feel me? We're going to chop it up about this. I'm going to really get started on the show in a second. How we going to do it today? And get y'all thoughts and opinions. So let's see if we can get a couple people paying attention right now. They got a commercial on the whatchamacallit. So you may or may not be. And somehow now it is basically I can hear it twice. All right, let's see if that fixed it. And we still got that on the screen. I did not realize that too. Let's get that off the screen right quick, or at least minimize that as much as we can. All right, and we'll just put that right there. All right, type something up in here. Who's listening? All right, we're going to start this over from scratch. What's good, fam? How's everybody doing? And what I do is I try to edit this out later. But I think I'm going to start using YouTube more because the connection, when it's right, it does seem to be right. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump off into this joint if I can get back into the studio. You know, let me see if I can get a couple of people actually tuned in. If you're out there and you're listening, do me a favor. Leave me a comment. Because for whatever reason, somehow I have. Oh, I think we good. Yep, we great now. And if it's coming doubly, let me know. Is that a word? All right. So now let's get to sharing it a little bit. Let's get some people out there. You know, let's see what we got. Oh no. And what I'll do is, once I get a person or two that's actually paying attention to what we're doing over here, and it's just me, Afi had work to do today, understand that. Salute to the Queen, salute to Rome, you know, the whole family, Liberation-Minded Media, Black Eye Stand Radio, Get This Wisdom Magazine, The Rundown with Renee, and Through the Knowledge Radio, along with ourselves, My Skin is My Sin, and that's the family. You know, so, it's going on around layered vocals. Okay. Let me know if that stops. Because, you know what? No, that's on site. I don't know why it's doing that, though. I don't have the mic plugged up. I'm not sure how it would. Oh, you know what? We'll turn the speakers down all the way to, who knows, maybe they got something to do with it. All right, I need you to help me out, though, M. Rochelle. If you can, let me know. Keep listening on the YouTube, because I'm trying to get that resolved. And I don't know what I am doing wrong here. You know, and I got it, you know what, I have it open on two different whatchamacallits. So I close one out. I turn the speakers all the way down. All right, anyway. I done exhausted the 15 minutes, so I am going to listen to it a little bit myself. Oh, you know what I think it is? I think you heard my phone of me listening to it. Because when I listen to it just with my phone and me not saying anything, I hear it pretty clear. So with that being said, if you have not heard this song or seen the video, it's got like 7 million views in, 4 days. Yeah, so that would be the definition of going viral. So I wanted to talk about it. I've seen a lot of people kind of like on both sides of the fence. But it was not too many people, like generally speaking, you got like 3 groups, the left, right, and the in-between. And usually the in-between is the biggest group. I haven't seen people in taking the middle role on this one. It's been pretty black and white, and I don't mean that as, y'all feel what I'm saying. I'm just using the phrase per se, because there's been a lot of us on different sides of that. Some people absolutely love it, think it's necessary evil. Some people absolutely hate it. So I'm trying to see which side you on, and I'm still mentally kind of debating it. I don't even like the fact that they got a white guy, whether he's saying it or not, that he is giving off the impression that he is saying nigga. Like, that part right there bothers me. I get the point of the song. I really do. But that part, man, that really kind of, that eats me up a little bit. Oh, snaps. I got to go back really quick and erase this. I did not mean to do that. All right. Don't mind me. But, yeah, that was the first thing that really bothered me. Matter of fact, you know what? Ain't nobody paying attention, but I'm going to get off into this song. And then I'll continue to build after that.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter, all the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills. Yelling nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and wanna swing at me and call me racist cause I ain't black. Well, pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like you was on the plantation getting down back then. Alright. Look. I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean, you still trapped in a rut. And I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living on free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road cause you ain't got no fucking goals? You already late. You motherfuckers need to get your damn priorities straight. Wait. It's like you're proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a job and be straight. And then you turn around and complain about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face. You can't escape problems. You can pray for some change but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. They fucked the world with a Make America Great condom. My boy's been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black. My head's in the clouds. Heard there's not enough jobs for all the men in your house. Maybe we should build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lied, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, study to see Jobs, but you ride through pop dick like he was a fucking god. Oh my God. And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music rot in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president. Bunch of class clowns, niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gon' show us some respect, you gon' stand for this country, nigga. I'm not racist, I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap at the awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more. Just like you wanna be so famous, you'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass, you ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on. Take that do-rag off. Take that gold out your mouth. Quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police will stop killing you, fuck. So what the fuck? I'm not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours. I wish that I knew yours. I'm not racist. I swear. With all disrespect, I don't really like you white motherfuckers. That's just where I'm at. Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that? And that's one war you'll never win. The power in the word nigga is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just because you got nigga friends. Nigga. That word was originated for you to keep us under. That when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. And even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not infected by the history. My grandmama was a slave, that shit gets to me, and you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga. I'm sorry, you can never feel my life. Trying to have faith, but I never felt alright. It's hard to elevate when this country's ran by whites, judging me by my skin color and my blackness. Trying to find a job, and ain't nobody call me back yet. Now I gotta sell drugs and put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick, this is all a part of your tactics. Don't talk about no motherfucking taxes when I ain't making no dough. You think you know everything, but you don't. You wanna copy our slang and everything that we know. Try to steal black culture and make it your own. Whoa. Fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. I'm tired of this systematic racism bullshit. All you do is false shit. This the shit that I'm false with. And you don't know shit about my people. That's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken or no barbecue. You don't know about the 2-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 chains or no Kool-Aid. You don't know. And even though Barack was half as black, you hated President Obama. I know that's a fact. You couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back. And then you gave us Donald Trump, and that was payback for that. I'm not racist. I never lied, but I noticed a disconnect between your culture and mine. Yeah, I praised Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died, nigga. Die, nigga. And all you care about is money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracker within you. Hatred all in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you teach it to your children until the cycle continue. Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on OJ, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on black niggas and blame it on black citizens. Aim at the black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but I might be any day now, treating everybody how you want in any way how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now. And now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now. Shit. You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest. Cause even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot. You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops. And I know if you about to die or not. You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you at the same time. I wish we could trade shoes so we could change lives, so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist. It's like we living in the same building, but split into both sides. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story, and now you know mine. Can't erase the scars with a bandage. Hoping maybe we can come to an understanding. Agree to disagree, we can have an understanding. I'm not racist.
Alright, and we might have to play that again once we get a couple of people in there. However, like I will say this, it's different watching it and having the white dude saying that part. Like that understandably shock value, marketability, I get it. I get the angle. I get the premise. It doesn't minimize how I feel about it, though. Like, it excuse me, it does kind of tick me off. I'm not even going to front. And I try to, you know, if you listen to the show, you know, I kind of try to, you know, I try to look at everything from both sides per se. And this is just one of them cases where I'm, you know, This is a home team thing, and I'm not trying to see that. And now it then took over. You know, like 7 million views in 4 days. Probably going to get like 50 million views. And I didn't like the fact that the brothers part in the video just seemed to be a lot softer. It seemed to be almost acquiescing to the supremacy in its tone. And not that he wasn't, quote-unquote, angry, but like I saw my son do his part, and he did it the way I think it should be done. Like if you could put those two together, then at the very least it does not make us look weak. It makes us look strong. It makes us look educated, and it makes us look wise. And they can miss me with the hug at the end. Like that was, come on, bro. Like that. Like at what point do we? You know, I'm tired of seeing that visual. You know, like that's just. It's getting to the point where like, oh man. Oh, and shout out to Kimmy for the play, man. I'm so salty. It's just been a mess lately for me. I'm not even gonna front. But I don't want to get too much off the topic, and I'm not sure who 9673 is, but it's just me, man. Press 1, get on the air, chop it up with me. And if you're out there listening to the live stream and I'm not even paying attention to it, I see a couple people listening or tuned in. Let us know what you think, and share the post, please. Subscribe to the channel. And I typically don't do shows on Saturdays anyway. Hold on one second. Let's get 9673 in. What's good, fam?
Peace, y'all. This is Mahogany. Good afternoon.
What's going on?
Nothing much. I was just trying to listen because when I was on the YouTube feed, it was layered. Like I couldn't. It kept playing back. So I just called in to listen.
Oh, you know what I think that was though? I think that was because I was listening at the same time, like through my phone.
Oh.
So I think you may have been picking that up.
Oh, so maybe I should try that. I don't know.
Yeah, because what I ended up
doing
was like when I played the song, I muted my phone and listened to it, and I didn't hear any layering at all. So we've, so hopefully we good on that aspect. And shout out to Jay Dizzle. I see you out there, bruh. But what you think
about?
Let
me go ahead and try.
You said you seen the video.
I just watched it today. A lot of people sent it to me. And I didn't watch it because the first thing I saw was this white guy's face saying I'm not racist. I had no idea what the content of the video was or anything until about, like, when you posted that what did you go out doing the show, that's when I went and watched it. And it pissed me off. I mean, more or less because of the visual. And if you could take the words off, it's a dope beat. But it made me mad. Like it's just because like it's like you say the initial, like that first verse, the white guy's part was like heavy. It hit on some strong points from what people don't want to say, but they want to say, but they really don't want to say.
Right.
But then the black guy's part, in my opinion, it was really like it's like he was trying to keep peace, and in that instance, that wouldn't have been something I was trying to do.
Man, come on, bro. Like we got centuries of. We got way more than that of shit we could say.
Way more than that. And so it's just like I watched it, and then when I dialed in, I listened to it, and it gives you a different feel listening to it because you can't see who's saying what.
Right, I got to say, I felt the same way. Like it didn't. I got it more so listening to it. Visually, it upset me.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I think that's like the intention, to piss people off.
Oh, they did it. They went in with that. And I sent it to a friend of mine who was very much a separatist, and she was like, she just started cursing. And I was like, hey, no, let me call you later. But yeah, it pissed me off more than anything. It wasn't something that I should have listened and not watched. It was uncomfortable to a certain degree.
It ain't no to a certain degree. It really was. And I watched it a couple of times. Like the second time I watched it, internally more so, I was like, oh, come on, man. Like, that just, you know, the first time I just kind of just watched it for the sake of watching it, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't watch it the second time. I just I left it at that first one. I was like, let me dial into this show. See what's going on. But yeah, it wasn't. I didn't like it at all.
If I'm gonna do a show about it, I might as well. You know, I got to make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about to some extent. So I had to watch it a couple of times. You know, but yeah, like listening, like that was the first time I listened to it without the video myself. You know, so yeah, that
right.
definitely gives you, like, I'm not mad at that song.
No,
but
I'm not mad at the song because, like you
know,
said,
I'm kind of mad that you did the video like that.
Right, because that video, there's like, because, I mean, initially you come out and it's like an interrogation type situation. So let me tell you about you. But then when it's our turn to tell you about us, it was minimal. I didn't like that.
Right.
I didn't like that at all.
You know, man, like, come on. Yeah, I was, like, I'm not good with making video, you know, editing videos and everything, because I damn sure would take that dude's part off and put my son's part on there.
And probably do it way, way better. So, yeah, I totally get it. I mean, that's probably why I didn't open it in the first place. I kind of had a feeling about it, but I was like, let me go ahead and watch it. And then I watched, and it was upsetting. I'm smiling, but it was upsetting.
So I saw somebody who was like, they posted, if you like that video, you suspect to me. I think that's unfair.
I would think so. No,
I think that's
in a sense, it just depends on what aspect, because some people are not going to pay attention to the visuals. And then there are going to be other individuals who just hear what's said. It's like I said, I heard it, and I felt it when I heard it, but I got upset with it when I saw it. Does that make sense?
Well,
like,
yeah, it does.
Yeah, like, I mean, the visual pissed me off because that's what you would think that it would look like coming from them.
But see, the flip side of that is that, and the arguments that I've seen is that we need to hear that from a white person. We need to be so pissed off that it'll motivate us to do more.
I mean, it worked for me. But everybody, but you know, but oftentimes I hear, because I listen to the show a lot, oftentimes I hear we're not all going to make it. Somebody thinks that's dope. Somebody, some person, somewhere thinks that's dope. But then there are those of us who think, like, did it have to be that? You know what I'm saying? Did the visual have to come across the way that it did? And for some people it did. Like, I'm telling you, it takes a lot to get me upset. It takes a lot to make me angry, but that pissed me off, all the way off. And then I was like, I'm not watching that again.
Now, see, me personally, like, I think it would have been, I don't know, somehow if that was like his grandfather telling him how people, you know, something, it just wasn't no white dude.
Right. But it would come across better coming from somebody, an elder, almost. I mean, honestly, it's just the things that are happening. Yes, it's things that we are faced with. Yes, it's things that are very, very live and well right now. But coming from that source pissed me off, because I can take the truth on a lot of levels, but just coming like that, like somebody wouldn't be able to say that to me.
So let me ask you this: was it not the truth?
No, I'm not saying it wasn't. There's a lot of truth to that, a lot of it. But that's for those of us who may not make it. I mean, there's truth to both sides, but I think that there should have been more of a truth told from the black guy's part. From the brother's part, there should have been a lot more that would have come out from that, because there are so many more things that we've dealt with, so many more things that have hurt so bad. There are so many things that could have just went for the jugular, you know, and like it was too mild coming from the black end, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree, you know, wholeheartedly. But the more that I listen, and I'm literally just scrolling through Facebook, and I see a meme. They at the end of it where they hugging, and they got your stupid ass on the black dude, and on the white dude, your oppressor who gonna go back to oppressing you after this warm embrace. And I think that's like the sentiment of a lot of people.
It is definitely the sentiment of a lot of people.
Then you look like on that post right there, you look at the comments, and it's literally, you know, it goes from I honestly felt some type of way about this video. I get it, but you know, and I think that right there, that captures me right there. Like I did feel some type of way. I understand it, but something you said actually made me think that maybe that, you know, that it's a good thing because it pissed you off enough to want to do some shit.
Exactly. But everybody's not going to react. I mean, that's the sad part about it. Like, it's not going to upset everybody. It's not going to piss everybody off.
Yeah, but if you get enough people that do react.
Oh, yeah. Then it can definitely be a movement. It could definitely be something that makes some type of difference. It could definitely be, like, what would start a change or at least initiate something in somebody to sow a seed to start a change, you know. But it's just a matter of everybody ain't me. Everybody ain't you. I mean, but I'm pretty sure at this point there should be enough of us, at least those that aren't pretending, you know?
And then so I'm reading this other one that says, at the end, the white guy got clapped on and realized he was wrong and apologized. I took it as white MAGA realizing they were wrong and came to apologize. Like, are you serious? What video did you watch?
Yeah, that's lame. Well, you almost made me curse. I was gonna say the heavy words too. Yeah, that's bullshit, to say the least.
Yeah, like I don't even understand how you got that they came to apologize. Like, what did he say that it was even remotely apologetic?
It was nothing.
Man, you know, like I typically try to not criticize people, but that was just some dumb shit. Like, I don't get that one.
It was.
You know, like,
and that's one of the people who won't make it. Simple. That's one of the people that won't make it. I think that people are going to take away what they want to from that video. I took away a lot of anger from the video. But like I said, when you're listening to it, it's a milder feel than when you look at it. And I honestly was not going to open it. Your post triggered me opening the video. I got it from 9 different people, and I didn't open it.
Damn, I don't even think I know 9 people.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you know more than 9 people, John. Come on now. Yeah, but I got it from 9 different people. People who in 2 cases that won't make it, and then the other 7 they might, but nobody gave their opinion on it. They just sent it to me. Yeah, nobody gave an opinion. They just went ahead and sent me the video, and didn't even respond when I was like, "What's this?" Like I got no response. It was like kind of like that hint to just watch it. But,
yeah. And I mean, they got like 7 million views, so most people are automatically assuming that you up on it.
Yeah. But I got it. I had been getting it for a few days now, and I was just like, what is this? Now all I saw was "I'm not racist" and this white guy's face, and I was like, I don't even want to watch this. So did you have to explain it? I don't give a damn about it. But now I knew what it was. Now I know what it was, but I typically don't open it because it pissed me off.
Yeah, I could see that. You know, and it just. Man, it's a tough one for me. It really is, you know, because the more that I listen, the more I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can see the benefit. Like people that said that they hope, you know, before Trump won, that they hope he won, so because they thought it would wake us up. You know, I understood that. And I do think, you know, with respect to him, I don't think that he's going to have as much an effect on us as he is on poor white people.
Oh, definitely. Right.
Like we already been, you know, we've been in this situation, you know, for years. We are used to dealing in the struggle. They ain't used to it. You know, when them hospital bills start killing their ass, or
trust me, I work in the
loans
medical
start
field.
killing
They
their ass.
definitely eating their ass alive. They eating their ass alive right now. They are definitely feeling it. And for the first time the other day at work, somebody finally blamed 45. Finally. I have been waiting for it, and it came.
Yeah, well, these motherfuckers, like, we literally will get a $700 increase in our taxes next year. That's it. And these billionaires is about to get, like, this is about to be the biggest transfer of wealth in our lifetime. I guarantee you.
Right. Definitely.
You know, and then they got it so, like, the cuts that they made for them never expire.
Right.
But the cuts that they made for the rest of us expire at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then they keep talking this entitlement shit with social security. That's not an entitlement. That I paid for that.
Yes, your entire working life.
You know, so you know, they're making it seem like we asking for something. No, we should be demanding. Like, that should have pissed off the whole country that y'all started going, because that's not just us. That's everybody money.
That's everybody.
Everybody should be pissed at that shit.
Everybody, yes. Exactly.
They didn't convince people that them taking that money is somehow not you giving it to them.
Crazy.
You know, I want my money.
Yes.
And if I have to sue their ass when I get old, I'm suing their ass. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I am suing their ass.
You gonna get it somehow?
I'm getting that bag. I paid for it up front.
Yeah, I was talking to my grandmother about that the other day, and she was like, well, like 2 days ago, and she was just like, she said, it's sad because I hope it's available when you're my age.
Right.
She said, I hope you can get it when you're my age. She's like, you've been working too long already. She said, I just really, really hope that you're able to get the benefit when you know, because she's 85. So she said, when the time comes, I'm hoping that you're able to at least sit back to get something because you worked your whole life for it, pretty much.
And my mother, she retired, what was that, a couple of years ago, her and my stepfather. And she retired early, though. She was like, I'm getting my money while I can. And I felt that 100%.
Right. Yeah, you might as well. I mean, because it's not, like they're saying, it's a possibility that it may not even be available. So this would hopefully trigger some people to think about that when they're trying to build for their future and for their kids and, you know, their children and things like that. But, again, there will be some people who don't even think about that because they think that it's just something that's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed to us now. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It never really has been. So, no.
Yeah, I don't understand how people honestly believe, you know, time after time when they find out how the government screws you. Like, if they want your house, they'll eminent domain your shit and take it.
Right. Easily.
You know, they've been doing that for forever. But somehow you trust them in other areas. Like, it just makes no sense to me.
Right. I mean, and it's...
And I know that's totally off the subject, but that's how we do sometimes.
No, it's okay. But trust me, I've listened enough to know. I get it. I've listened enough to know. And, look, and most of the time, I just listen because if I don't know anything about it, I'm just going to, okay, this is what it is. I listen, I learn, and then maybe next time I can get more involved. But, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much me, too. Like, some shit I just don't know, and I'm going to tell you, hey, I don't know.
Right.
You know, I got like with Mugabe. We was talking about that the other day. Like, I ain't no expertise. You know, I ain't no expert. You know, what I don't see is like massive protest about the shit.
Yeah, I don't think there will be. I mean, people are probably just promoting it more than anything, especially with all these views and everything that's going on.
I mean, but, you know, you would think that the level of love that he gets here would be the same that he is getting at home. And people would say something about that. And that's, you know, maybe I'm not tapped into that part of the social media. I don't know. I just haven't seen like a real outcry, you know, there about what happened. And maybe it's just the military putting their foot down on motherfuckers. I don't know. Again, I'm not there. You know, But, I don't know. And I see we got somebody else tuned in, too. Shout out to you, 7404. If you want to get in on the conversation, just press 1. And since we damn near halfway over, let me let y'all know y'all are tuned in to My Skin Is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only got one rule, and that's be respectful. If you happen to run across the YouTube, make sure you subscribe to that, and share the post if you see the post. And don't forget to check out mrochelle.com. And let me make sure I get this right. The Conscious Olympics app in the Google Store. MySkinIsMySin.com. DesignsByMonet.com. And Blackspot.com too. And KMLPortraits.com. All right, we got those out the way. Let's keep it moving. And what I'm going to do, since we're at the halfway point, and I'm not sure if 7404 heard the song, we're going to play it one more time so we can get your thoughts on that one, too. And if you check it out on the live stream, let us know what you think.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter, all the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills. Yelling nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and wanna swing at me and call me racist cause I ain't black. Well, pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like you was on the plantation getting down back then. Alright, look. I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean, you still trapped in a rut. I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living on free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road cause you ain't got no fucking goals? You already late. You motherfuckers need to get your damn priorities straight. Wait. It's like you proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a job and be straight, and then you turn around and complain about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face. You can't escape problems. You could pray for some change, but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. They fucked the world with a Make America Great condom. My boy's been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black. My head's in the clouds. Heard there's not enough jobs for all the men in your house. Maybe we should build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lied, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, study to Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god. Oh my God. And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music rot in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president. Watch your class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gon' show us some respect, you gon' stand for this country, nigga. I'm not racist. I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap at the awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more. Just like you wanna be so famous, you'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass, you ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on. Take that do-rag off. Take that gold out your mouth. Quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police will stop killing you fucks. So what the fuck? I'm not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours. I wish that I knew yours. I'm not racist. I swear. With all disrespect, I don't really like you white motherfuckers. That's just where I'm at. Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that? And that's one war you'll never win. The power in the word nigga is a different sense. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just cause you got nigga friends. Nigga. That word was originated for you to keep us under. And when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. And even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not infected by the history. My grandmama was a slave, that shit gets to me, and you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga. I'm sorry, you can never feel my life. Tryna have faith, but I never felt alright. It's hard to elevate when this country's ran by whites, judging me by my skin color and my blackness. Tryna find a job, and ain't nobody call me back yet. Now I gotta sell drugs and put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick, this is all a part of your tactics. Don't talk about no motherfucking taxes when I ain't making no dough. You think you know everything, but you don't. You wanna copy our slang and everything that we know. Try to steal black culture and make it your own. Whoa. Fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. I'm tired of this systematic racism bullshit. All you do is fall shit, this the shit that I'm false with. And you don't know shit about my people, that's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken or no barbecue. You don't know about the two-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 Chainz or no Kool-Aid. You don't know. And even though Barack was half as black, you hated President Obama, I know that's a fact. You couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back. And then you gave us Donald Trump, and I was payback for that. I'm not racist. I never lied, but I noticed the disconnect between your culture and mine. Yeah, I praised Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died. Nigga, die, nigga. And all you care about is money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracker within you. Hatred all in your brain that slowly starts to convince you. Then you teach it to your children until the cycle continue. Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on OJ, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on black niggas and blame it on black citizens. Aim at the black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but I might be any day now, treating everybody how you want in any way how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now. And now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now. Shit. You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest. Cause even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot. You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops. And I know if you about to die or not. You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you at the same time. I wish we could trade shoes, so we could change lives, so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist. It's like we living in the same building, but split into both sides. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story, and now you know mine. Can't erase the scars with a bandage. Hoping maybe we can come to an understanding. Agree to disagree, we can have an understanding. I'm not racist.
All right, 7404, what you think about that one? Press 1, let us know what you think. And if you're out there tuned in to the live stream, or if you're listening to us on air, the number is 347-855-8692. If you got to press 1, if you want to get on air, let us know what you think. Hold on right quick, 7404. I want to get in on the convo. What's good, fam?
What's up, homie?
What's going on, bro?
Man,
like I stand in the building. Liberation Minded Media.
Yeah, .net. Yeah, man. I never seen this or even heard of this video until today. So I was watching the live stream. I had to get off the live stream real quick so I could find that video. You know what I'm saying? Watched it. I mean, that's not for us is the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? Like that has a particular audience who that's geared for it, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. As far as like, I'm just gonna spit like from what I'm feeling about it. As far as like white people in the movement are trying to kumbaya, you know what I'm saying, and all that, you know what I'm saying, they have their role that they can play, you know what I'm saying, back in what we're doing or in the background. But really, I think the best role they could play is, you know what I'm saying, if that's what this video is geared towards, which is how I see it, the best role that they can play is similar to the role of that, who's that English lady who's coming to your show?
Jane Elliott.
Yeah, do a Jane Elliott. You know what I'm saying? Like teach your own people, like, because we don't need them in our movement infiltrating, trying to make executive decisions or trying to teach us about racism or you know what I'm saying? We don't need that. Yeah, we're down. You guys need to listen to me, and I'm gonna show you exactly. No, we don't need that. But
right.
Go to your own, like Jane Elliott. Go to your own and educate them, so you can neutralize some of the bullshit that we're coming across as we're trying to make these moves and as we're trying to, reach our people and as we're trying to reach, our goals of equality and liberation.
Yeah, I agree with that. And like what me and Mahogany was saying, it does make a difference hearing it as opposed to seeing the video.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like
a whole different.
Right, like I wanted to punch my TV. I mean, throw my phone across the damn whatchamacallit, when I see the video, and then when I listen, because today was the first time I listened to it. Just listen to it, and listening to it, it's like okay, I get it. I'm not like he's not lying on both sides in some aspects. Now, what I didn't like was the brother talking about you don't know about chicken and watermelon. Man, are you fucking kidding me? Like I've never met one of them that didn't like chicken. Never.
For real. Or watermelon. Fuck out of here.
Right. Like let's keep that real. Like I hate and the Kool-Aid. Like come on, bro. Like are you really you just gonna cop to those stereotypes? Like that's just us.
You don't know nothing about Cadillacs and barbecues.
Oh man. Come on, bro.
Hey,
like,
but you have to understand, like that is the same person on both verses, right?
I do.
Yeah.
But like I didn't hear him talking. I didn't hear the quote unquote white dude part addressing their stereotypes.
Yeah.
He just addressed ours, and we just confirmed some. Basically. I don't know, but
who is that?
Apparently not, because dude's got like a huge ass following on YouTube.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like almost 7 million views.
Man, and like we were saying, like initially, like watching the video, I was just incensed, but in just kind of like having this build. Like Mahogany said something interesting. She was like, it pissed me off enough to want to do something.
Right.
And if, in fact, it does that to enough of us, then that's a good thing. I don't particularly care, like that's like putting medicine in the candy, as AJ used to say. I definitely don't like the candy at all, but, if this the medicine we need, I'll take it.
Right. And I think that was probably I think the goal of it was to piss you off. It was to make a dialogue start, you know what I'm saying? Like you can kind of see that on the video, with a little kumbaya at the end, and they're hugging it out, and you know what I'm saying? And then they start talking. I think that's what he's trying to stimulate with that, which is cool. All right, need those dialogues and all that. But it's really us that need to huddle up. But there's so many different dynamics to this thing, to this movement as a whole that it's going to take a lot of different things, and we can't expect that we're going to agree with everything, that everybody's contribution. You know what I'm saying? But I do applaud sincere contributions. You know what I'm saying? Like if people are sincere about it and that's what they know from where they're at consciously, or where they're at with their understanding, I'll applaud it.
Yeah, and you know what? Like everybody's got a role to play. To keep it a stack, and that role may be to disappear. That's a role nonetheless, But everybody, and what I'm about to try to do is I'm gonna see if I can convert this My Sign video right quick and play that, because that's the verse that I wanted from the brother.
Yeah, I know that hip with My Son. I heard of him. I ain't really never checked him out though.
Man, if I can get up the bread, man, I'm gonna go to Baltimore and check him out, because 300 Gangsters having their anniversary December 30th, I do believe, and they doing a concert and they got My Son performing, so that's pretty dope.
Yeah, shout out to 300 Gangsters. Yeah.
No doubt, man. I talked to Boom the other day, man. And shout out to Boom. Shout out to Big Wolf. The whole family down there in B-More, man. Front line to the fullest. You know, let me see if I can get this. Like my whole situation over here on this computer.
Click
just
the button to download
so
and get started.
Like Blog Talk and between Blog Talk and Facebook, man, they've just been killing me.
Yeah, they got them algorithms popping now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and apparently, man, I am on somebody's like I'm on somebody's like, hit list or something. I'm not sure exactly what I did.
Black identity extremist.
From what? Like I ain't did nothing.
I know, but you black and you proud of it, man. That's all you gotta do now. You know, all you gotta do is be proud to be black, and it's a problem.
Apparently so, you know, because I'm like getting suspended like every week. Oh damn! And I do apologize if you in the YouTube and you get a little buffering. That ain't me. That is YouTube. You know, and I've been doing the Facebook Live, and it's been messing up so bad, and I don't know what it is. Well, we live right near the airport, so that probably has something to do with it. You know, but you know, YouTube usually is a little bit more stable as far as the connection go, and no, not really. It's about the same. You know. Oh, and we might be able to do this, man. I hope it don't mess up the show. But what's going on out there, bro? What you got going on, man?
Man, we're just trying to we're just trying to get this Yes program to the next level, get everything set up for the new year. You know what I'm saying? Solidify all of our connections. You know, we're adding on and building with membership, building with some of the activities we're participating in. You know, we got a lot of different things coming up. But really just trying to get geared for that new year, man, and be able to serve the youth. For one,
and while we got you on the phone, man, let people know how to get in contact with you in case they're interested in joining, want to get some lit, something like that.
Man, I mean, I'm Jay Dizzle on Facebook. You could always hit up CTAC MBPP. You know, if you want to know what we're doing out here, if you're in the Seattle area. Let's see, we got the Youth Empowerment Solutions 1 at Gmail. If you're interested in contributing or, you know, you have ideas or something that you want to get involved with the Youth Empowerment Solutions. We're going to be showing the 1804 to the community in January. We got different programs for youth. We're working with Not This Time with the police accountability. We have a little thing coming up with Charlena Lyles, who was murdered in North Seattle, pregnant 90-pound sister who called the police because to report a burglary. She had her 2 seeds with her, and she had 1 in her because she was pregnant. And the police came up there, shot her. Apparently 3 of the bullets hit her in the back. Like she wasn't a threat, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. So
wow.
We're going to be out there to commemorate her life and also speak on police accountability and what we can be doing as a people to minimize some of these things, because really, you know, if brothers are organized, whether they're Black Panthers, whether they're Crips, Bloods, whatever, if they're organized properly, you know, we shouldn't have to call on the police. You know, if that's the service that we're getting, you know, we should be able to call on our own to manage, you know what I'm saying, our own affairs or whatnot. You know, there's been situations up where I'm at where we would actually go and respond to domestic violence situations and even pull brothers out the house if they're abusing a woman or whatnot like that. So, you know, I know if we could do that here, I know that a lot of these major cities, there's a lot more of us and a lot more organization going on. And these are the kind of solutions that we have to be able to come up with where, you know, where we can police ourselves, and then that will reduce the need for external police forces, the Ku Klux Klan. You know what I mean? We can't trust them, so we should do what we can do to minimize the need for them. So that means that we have to man up and be able to take control of our own communities to some degree.
Yeah, that is very dope, man. I'm proud of you too, bro. What we gonna do now, man? We're gonna get into this My Son joint. I was able to load that up, so let's check this one out.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter, all the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills. Yelling nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and wanna swing at me and call me racist cause I ain't black. We'll pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like you was on the plantation getting down back then. Alright. Look. I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean, you still trapped in a rut. And I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living on free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road cause you ain't got no fucking goals? You already late. You motherfuckers need to get your damn priorities straight. Wait. It's like you're proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a job and be straight. And then you turn around and complain about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face. You can't escape problems. You can pray for some change but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. They fucked the world with a Make America Great condom. My boy's been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black. My head's in the clouds. Heard there's not enough jobs for all the men in your house. Maybe we should build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lie, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, study the Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god. Oh my God. And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music rotting your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president. Bunch of class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gon' show us some respect, you gon' stand for this country, nigga. I'm not racist. I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap at the awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more. Just like you wanna be so famous, you'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass, you ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on. Take that do-rag off. Take that goat out your mouth. Quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police will stop killing you fucks. So what the fuck? I'm not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into two floors. I'm not racist. But there's two sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours. I wish that I knew yours. I'm not racist. I swear.
I hear you talking, but you omitting the factors, and I don't want your pity, you motherfucking cracker. I'm not a racist, my hatred has bases. My ancestors were brought here by killers and rapists. Your forefathers were all robbers, forced us to your culture and customs and destroyed ours. Then you murdered and enslaved us, days in the field. You motherfuckers never paid us for 400 years. You talking about welfare after all we done did. You done tortured our kids, no remorse, let them die. Killed millions, it was damn near genocide. And we should just forget it, right? It's getting better, right? America's the land of the free, that's what you tell us, right? And then you jealous, label us as felons for selling what you gave us. Made lemonades from lemons, and then you made our women not even respect us. They say you can't provide or protect us. It's hard being a father, can't find a job. You ain't got a dollar, we don't go to Harvard, we don't go to Yale. We die by 21, or we just go to jail. Nah, we don't make guns. But there's millions in the hood, where the fuck you think they came from? Play dumb, you know it's a plot to put a nigga in a cell or a nigga in the box so our population stop, and we stay minorities. White supremacy, y'all remain majority. Superiority, you wanna keep authority. Y'all wanna keep us asleep so y'all can keep us in poverty. I'm not a racist, but I ain't dumb. I know the odds of living where I came from is a lot less. You couldn't even die just the fullest in the trauma from living in the project. Piss in the elevators, gunshots all day. Kids walk by while they get high in the hallway. Only success I saw came the wrong way. You mad at me? Cause I learned what y'all taught me, and Trump wanted to build a wall on land that he stole. This shit ain't even yours. You focus on effects, but you ignore the cause. You motherfucking crackers that started all the wars, and you do it all because you want power. Y'all just kill and devour, stole us from our home, took everything that's ours, and y'all call us criminals, motherfucking cowards. And oh, you wanna talk about rap? It started with a message. It was pro-black. We had KRS educating us with facts, X-Clan and PE putting history on tracks. When we was waking up, y'all had a problem with that. You own the companies that distributing the tracks. It's confusing when you stop distributing music like that. And you crack-ass crackers got consumed with the trap. First you push thug rap, now you push drug rap, conditioning the minds of the little kids who love rap. And now you want cap to stand for a flag while the cops killing us and they just stand up and brag. You worry about shit like my pants when they sag and not Tamir rights, and you don't understand why we mad. We ain't start this. Well, there's darkness, there's sin, but who created the darkness? Y'all put a racist predator in office, talking, grabbing pussy. You motherfuckers is heartless. Now you not a racist, you conservative. You see a black man with a hoodie, you get nervous, bitch. Cops killed the unarmed boy, he deserves the shit. To you, he not guilty, no matter what the verdict is. I'm not a racist. It's like you own the building and I'm only renting one floor. I'm not a racist. Y'all just want to give us scraps and you mad cause we want more. I'm not a racist. I swear I'm not.
Yeah, I fucks with the My Sound version more.
Yeah. So
I'm definitely here for it.
You know, I think that's unanimous. You know, that's why I had to scoop that one up and make sure we get that in here, man. Definitely, like that's what I'm trying to hear. If you gonna make that song, then make that shit right from our standpoint.
Right.
You know, and I like if he was smart, like he'd go ahead and do a remix or something and throw that on there.
Yep.
It's already done. You ain't really got to do shit. Copy and paste. So if you happen to listen to the show, man, make that happen, bro. I forgot your name, Jay something. But what y'all think about the tax? Whatchamacallit? The tax law they just passed. Or are y'all aware?
I mean, I'm not even gonna front. I ain't even really kept up on it like that, man. I mean, as far as I'm seeing, he's making it better for his people. You know, the rich elite. You know what it is, and you know what? You guys were talking about Libya earlier, right?
Well, we went. I think we touched on Mugabe. I don't think we got into Libya. But go ahead,
Zimbabwe. Well, I mean, because this Libya thing is interesting. I mean, you know, ever since Gaddafi was killed, this is when all of this, when Al Qaeda took over. That's who's really running Libya right now. Like this is just a fact. It's not even like, So once they took over, this is when you start seeing these atrocities towards our people. And a lot of these brothers out there, they're actually from Nigeria, who, are trying to get to Europe. But that's not really the point. But when we see this slavery and these auctions taking place in Libya, it's not something new. So like I know we get in our feelings and all that, and it hurts to see it. Unfortunately, this is going on in Sudan. It's been going on. It's going on in Saudi Arabia. Like these Arabs never stopped slavery, never, in this whole time.
Right.
They've been participating. So it's interesting that now they're putting it on the news. You feel me? But they know this has been going on. It's been going on in Libya ever since Gaddafi was killed. It's been going on in other countries that are ran by Arabs as well. So it's almost like they're trying to psychologically prepare us or traumatize us even further. And then when you see what's going on over here, it's like they're setting it up. Like if there's any administration that's going to try to bring back slavery, it's this one. So we know that slavery right now is the prison system, like literally. Like if you watch the documentary The 13th, then you know that there's a direct tie to prisons and slavery. Like the prisons popped up after slavery ended. Like that's not a coincidence. And all the different laws that they made back then and that they make right now to keep us prisoners or to make us prisoners so that they could enslave us. So So it's all connected in that regards, So
yeah, man, and from an economic standpoint, it's probably more profitable prisons because they don't have to pay a cent. All they got to do is build it. That's it.
Yeah.
And the government guarantees them 80 to 90% for fillings.
Right. So
not only that, you got somebody making 10 cents an hour making a computer chip that costs $1,000.
Right. Right. That's slavery. So when we speak about black economics and buying black and boycotting particularly, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is why we have to identify these corporations and pull our money back from them, because it's these corporations that are the ones that's taking these prisoners, putting them to work in prison. Now, these same prisoners, now they got these skills because they're working for these companies, but when they get out of prison, they can't work for these companies. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to pay them. They're not going to pay them the kind of money. No, they're not going to hire them. But as long as they're in prison, yeah, they could. I think Victoria's Secret used to use prisoners. They don't anymore because now that everybody knows. But there's a lot of different companies that not only invest in private prisons, but that also use prisoners for labor
to make their
products. And it's not,
now, I will say though, like I wonder if we would be more effective. Let's say we pick 10 neighborhoods across the country. Y'all gonna get out of this neighborhood, and we about to take this over economically. Would that have a twofold thing? It would show the rest of us that, wow, we can actually do this shit. And also, it would show those corporations, without even trying to boycott like 50 corporations, that, you know what, we taking over our own, and they're gonna have to start moving differently. Or is that too far fetched?
Well, I think what we need to be doing is we need to identify a couple corporations that we actually have big power in. So, because it's not going to make sense if we try to pull our money from companies that we don't really even fuck with, that don't really see a big profit, profit margin from us. But if we identify just a couple of them, and we also have to identify alternatives. So, meaning black businesses that can bring these needs and these products and services to our people. So because we can't just cut, if we don't supply all the needs and services for our people, then we can't realistically, expect to be able to boycott companies, and then we can't, replace the goods and services that we need. So if we identify strategically those who, not only that we have a big enough share in their market, or we spend enough with their money that they're going to recognize when we pull out, but also be able to replace it with something preferably with our own peoples. And if we do that, then not only are we empowering our own businesses and learning to spend with ourselves and then keep our money in our own circulation within our own community, like we used to be able to do when we were forced to. So not only are we showing that, but we're also taking the power away from these other corporations. That means now they don't have the money to invest in these private prisons. You know what I'm saying? So if they can't invest in these private prisons, then that means also, to keep a prison full, you're saying the government's guaranteeing 80% capacity. Well, how can they guarantee that unless they're able to put enough police officers out there? So that means some of that money that we're spending for these corporations that invest in private prisons is also going to hire police officers, because that's how they market to fill up a prison. You don't put up a sign like a hotel, like, yo, come to this prison. No, what you do is you put police out there, you engage in our communities mainly, enough to where you're arresting, you're putting records on people, so eventually, it's going to fill up these prisons. So we have to be able to take the money away from there, because we're supporting our own oppression. So the most powerful thing that we have that we can use strategically is our economy. So if we pull away from these companies and we empower our own, then not only are we starting now to employ ourselves, we're starting to build our own economy, but we're also taking the power away from these companies that are literally participating in modern day slavery.
Yeah, Yeah, that's true. Hold on one second, bro.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say we got another caller. Get them in on the conversation. We're going to get to 4727 right quick. What's good, fam?
Yeah, what's going on, man? How you doing?
All right, yourself, bro. Who's this?
This is Naj, man. We can talk before.
What's going on?
Oh, not much. I saw the show title, and I was like, yeah, that was kind of bothering me, so I definitely wanted to weigh in on that. But I don't know where you guys are in the conversation. I heard the other brothers talking about private prison and black economics.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah, sometimes we kind of just move where the conversation takes us. But what's your thoughts on the video, though? We'll get back to the prisons. No.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I would like to see that brother look at that video again in 5 years and then have the chance to make that song over. He seemed to articulate the white guy better than he did himself as far as the white angle on what he saw as the problems and how he's not responsible for the things going on. And also the idea that the racism problem in America is presented as an attitude. Like, that's something that we really got to make sure we start teaching much earlier, that we don't have a racial problem in America based on attitude. We have a racial problem in America based on the power imbalance and their ability to do things to black people, not based on how they feel or whether they were born after Jim Crow or before Jim Crow or any of that nonsense. No, we're dealing with power. And we're dealing with a situation where if they are against black people, they can easily get with the white racist supremacy arm in America and affect black people's lives. And if they aren't and say, that they don't really care too much, then they can passively act against black people in how they vote, like we saw last night, or, other ways that they can do in society. Hey, go be a police officer, go be a DA, go be a lawyer. And in your mind, since the system's always working in place, hey, I'm not sending all these black people to prison. I'm just dealing with the cases in front of me, not ever looking at the superstructure that creates it. So, yeah, that video was real sad to me because I understand, like, where the young brother's coming from. He wanted to make a video to kind of get at people and speak to the issue. It's just he doesn't have the range for this at this point in his life. So that part was kind of sad.
Did you hear the one I just played that actually they switched the brother's part and put my son, and my son did that part?
No, I didn't hear my son's part, but, I mean, if you got that white dude spitting that white dude stuff on there, man, that's already like, come on, man. Like, you really don't let some white dude get away with telling you that? But
yeah, but see, and I will say, if you get a chance, check out the one with my son, because he actually, like, I don't like hearing the white dude say that shit, period. But as far as being on par with bouncing, with the clap back, my son's was definitely a lot better.
Yeah, I bet. But just think about how deep that is, though, that brother wrote that verse and put that in a white dude's mouth, though. You know what I mean? He's laying these out like these are legitimate arguments, not things to be dismissed, which they, for the most point, were. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's amazing, man, because it's to the point to where we're not even having conversations about the actual state of black people. We're still arguing with people about stereotypes of black people and starting from that position. Not starting from the position, okay, what is reality? What is the average black person dealing with? What is most likely to happen to black people in America? We're dealing with what stereotypical people come up with. So we're arguing with Fox News, and you're already losing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even understand that. Like what I will say that I take away from that video, if there is something positive about the white dude's part, is that they are not going to change. At some point, we need to wake up and smell the coffee.
Yeah, that's the other part. Are you trying to appeal to white people and say, if you hear these reasons, maybe you'll stop feeling the way we do? It's kind of like the Democrats right now who think that if they just present their argument better to some of these Trump supporters, that all of a sudden they'll be Democrats in 2018. It's like, no, you're ridiculous. These people are interested in racial and class warfare, and they want to win this war. You think this is about some type of, propaganda and making better arguments and appealing to people's sensibilities. Well, maybe their sensibilities are to hell with you. I'm worried about me and mine, and you're not going to convince them otherwise. So understand.
Well, I will
that,
say one thing: they will this time next year. They will have changed their tune on that dude, because this tax shit that he putting on us, it basically equals out to like $700 a household for all the little people, and corporations go from like 35 to 20% taxes, and they get to keep that forever.
Well, look,
so when people realize that they ain't got no health insurance and all they got was $700 to show for it, they're not gonna like that guy. They're gonna like us even less because that's not gonna change. But I'm just saying they're gonna turn on that guy.
My man, you underestimate the stupidity of average Americans. Now, for one, that stuff sunsets after 5 years. But the biggest thing there, you guys got to look into this, is for one, they're dropping the corporate, to around the area of 20%. But this idea of a pass-through tax legislation. Now, this pass-through thing is some sick stuff. Basically, let's say you're on a board at a corporation, and it's a multi-million or multi-billion-dollar corporation. The pass-through provision says you won't be taxed for what your corporation made. You will split the profits by all of the board members, and each board member will be taxed individually on his share of those profits. So in order to make this work, you're going to have to do what? Cut government services, start going after different things within the budget because, that's a huge giveaway and a really good way to hide money. So the amount of money available to operate as a government is going to be so much less that all you're going to hear is austerity within the next year or so. And, you're right. These people are crazy as hell voting against their own interests, but I clearly feel like these people can be steered to think anything. So you get enough propaganda going, somehow they'll be talking about this Obama's fault. Like, that's how crazy some of these folks are. So I don't know about convincing them folks, but you're right. It should hit them in 2018. They should realize. But
if you look historically, there have been a couple of times in this country's history where even they dumbasses have been like, oh damn, we got played, and they have actually done some shit about that. It didn't happen overnight, but like when the motherfuckers got shot up striking in West Virginia, they wasn't back. They got tired of that shit. They wasn't eating. That's anybody. At some point you realize, man, I've been an idiot. May not be these motherfuckers next year. You may be right, but at some point they got to figure it out. And like I was saying earlier, I don't think it's going to have as big an effect on us as it is on them because we've been through the bullshit. Like we've been in this bullshit for the longest, so we used to surviving on the basics.
Well,
I would just want to shoot themselves in the head.
Just because we're talking about just the safety net being smaller and those access points of getting out of the situation you're in start to, just disappear. So the ability for people to make all these miracles happen, to get to college, with no background, and black folks, some of the miracles you've seen in your own neighborhood that people pull off, you make those things less possible. But these things might drive us to what actually needs to happen, which is more solidarity, more working together, some of the things your brother was just talking about economically, just under the guise of a, more socialist mind state. Like, this whole block going to have to stick together, going to have to pull together, going to have to put their money together to make these things happen, which is a good thing. And then we kind of, maybe we're waking up a little bit at that point.
Yeah, and you know what? I think basically we kind of all agree, on the points of the video, what we did not like, but also that, and maybe that's just our optimism because I do think that every cultural shock that we get, or every murder we get, or every politician that gets in office that's more racist than the one before, we say this is going to be the one that's going to shock us into changing.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, because I think we probably should lay out both sides of that instead of getting into some hopeful churchy type stuff, because there's a possibility that things get a little tighter and harder, and people actually become more individualistic and actually become less prone to work with other black folks and more likely to look for other escapes elsewhere, and we may treat each other more harshly. So yeah, that's a realistic projection too.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Not
when
the
you
one we want to
you
hear,
sit back
but
and think about it. Like, damn, like we do say that shit a lot. You know, at what point is it gonna actually, surface? That would be very dope. I hope I'm still breathing.
Telling me when he got elected that well, it's a good thing because that's gonna make us do such and such. I was like, look, man, if we outside and we digging a hole and it's 6 feet and somebody comes with a machine overnight, you know what I mean, puts all the damn dirt back in there, and then we start over again. Well, this is going to make us work harder because now we know we got it. It's like, well, wait a minute. The hole is still the hole, and the work has to be done. So
I will say one thing, though, who it just they may not have foreseen this one, but black women are how is it they said the percentage of black women that earn degrees is higher than any other segment of the population, I do believe.
Yeah.
Which at some point during this tax shit is going to actually benefit black women.
Yeah. So I don't even want to address it because it's going to get to the point where my whole call is negative, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, there's a lot of black women doing good.
It ain't too much to say about the system we in that's positive, bruh, to keep it a stack.
True. But no, I guess the good thing to look at is people realize, okay, if black people have resources and access to stuff, they tend to do well like anybody else. So you see people like black people who are on the fringes of the middle class, their children typically go to college and do pretty good. The problem is you have to kind of, make that a bigger group of people instead of having so many people on the outs. There's a book by the sister out of, I want to say VCU, Tressie Cottom, Lower Ed, and that book is about just this last generation, how many black people went to these, so-called elective or skilled trade colleges and ended up in worse off positions. The cosmetology schools, some of the IT schools, just a lot of just basically Trump University clones to a certain degree, to where they got your money, you're not working in that industry now, and now you're back in the regular economy with student debt that you wouldn't have had, but you were trying to figure out a better way for yourself, but you ended up getting kind of got. So that's another.
And they charge you like $15,000 to be, like something that you could actually get trained freely to do.
Right. And my concern is regular working class and poor black folks. Like the middle and upper, they're going to do all right in this system because no matter what, this system needs a certain amount of black representation or this thing would fall apart, period, just because you can't waste that many resources as far as human ability. But just think about how badly this country is doing right now globally, and you look around at how much human capital is wasted every year in the sense of putting people in bad schools, bad neighborhoods, and everything else. It's like every person has the ability to do something great or something beneficial for their local area or national area. And if you're not mining those resources, you're setting yourself up for failure in the long run. So, that's why China, India, and these other places are getting ahead of us now. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say us, but, yeah.
It is, and you think about it, like they say we spend, $1 trillion? Like they need us to have money.
Well, maybe $1 billion something. I don't know who's doing the numbers on that, but look, there's no trillionaires in the world right now. Like Bezos is on the road to being a trillionaire, but yeah, there's no trillionaire right now. I've heard people.
I'm talking about us as a people in this country, like 40 million people. Or whatever the number is, and people will tell you it's more than that, and I'm pretty sure it is by a significant number. Whatever the case is, we spend a lot of money on shit that we don't really need to spend money on, but they have become dependent on our excess. they ain't gonna be able to replace
part
that.
of American character, the consumer factor. Matter of fact,
Yep.
if you didn't have mass idiotic consumption, the economy in America wouldn't exist. So that's kind of a part of it. We're just a little cog in that part. Because hell, you go back to that housing crisis. Go look at how many white people got their houses and cars repossessed during that time, living way higher on the hog than they actually should have.
You ain't lying about that.
That's not talked about too much. But that's a part of American capitalism. Consume. And let me pull up from my phone.
Okay. You went on. And Jay,
hold
hold on one second, bro. Jay, you still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Oh, okay. Mahogany,
Yeah,
you with us?
Yeah, let me say
Yeah,
that.
I'm here.
My bad, Jay. My bad.
No, I'm just making sure everybody's
No,
still here.
man,
I still see him lit up.
I'm listening. I'm listening, soaking it up, man.
All right.
No, bro was hitting on good points with economy, and I talked way too much during this segment, so I'm just hit this point, and I'm gonna back out and listen.
No, you did your thing, man. I'm here to learn too. Believe that.
All right. Well, here's the point. It says 1 million seconds is 11.5 days. Did y'all hear me?
Uh-huh.
1 million seconds. That's 11.5 days. 1 billion seconds is 31 3/4 years. 1 billion seconds, 31 3/4 years. 1 trillion seconds is 31,000 years. Like that's how vast the difference is between a billion and a trillion. So right. So I don't know who keeps
a trillion is 1,000 billion.
Out there, but it ain't no damn trillion. Like I said, the dude
no. Let me break it down from my understanding. Let me break it down from my understanding. When it comes to when we say $1 trillion, that the buying power that our people have, when it's being calculated, is the income. You know what I'm saying? And so I believe there's really 700 billion. So remember, a trillion is 1,000 billions, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
A trillion is 1,000 billion. So you have $700 billion of income that they calculate. Now this doesn't include retirement. This doesn't include a certain segment of the working population of our people. So when you're saying 700 billion spending power, that's just the dollars, but that's not calculating the credit attached to that, because people do spend on credit. So when you normalize those numbers, then you say that we have about $1 trillion of spending power as a group of people. So that's where the trillion comes from.
Okay. That makes more sense as a methodology. I would dispute that $700 billion number. I don't know if we're getting to that number, but no matter what, we're talking about income, which means before bills, before you start allocating money out. The problem is the allocation of that money immediately goes to other people. So I'm definitely on with you. I love the things Claude Anderson has said about that same topic. So me disputing that number is definitely not trying to push that away.
No doubt. I mean, the point is that we have. I think the main point is that we do have a lot of spending power that we use as consumers, and with the spending power, who are we empowering? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the foundation, the basic gist of it is who are we empowering? We're empowered because when we think of Black Wall Street, and when we speak of Black Wall Street, we shouldn't really just speak of Black Wall Street because we have to keep in mind that there were scores of other cities that we actually had, because Black Wall Street was just a section of a city. It wasn't a city in itself. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, we were forced to spend with ourselves because, it was segregation. So, we had to spend with ourselves. That's the sad part, is that when we had to do it, so if we thought of ourselves right now as that's what we have to do, then we'd be good. You know what I'm saying? Because when we had to, the money circulated. We made sure we provided the needs. We had prosperous cities. Booker T. Washington would even speak about some of these cities in Oklahoma and whatnot, and we were able to meet our own needs, like that. But as of now, since white ice is colder than black ice, then, we're spending our money with those who don't even like us. And the whole concept of I want to make, I understand the 60s and all that, and those sit-ins and all that, because they wanted to be served at the lunch counter. But, I mean, the whole idea that I want to give my money to a cracker who hates me, and I'm going to trust them to go in the back and make me some food. Like, you know what I'm saying? We shouldn't even. That's just the wrong.
See, that's a tough one right there, because like if I was in their shoes back in the day, like that would piss me off to no end. Like, it's easy to say, you know, I wouldn't give a shit, but like if you're traveling from New York to California in a car, you give a shit. If you're going from Detroit to Florida in a car, you give a shit, because it ain't a black spot everywhere. So I get that,
right.
You know, that disgusting feeling you would get when somebody tell you, no, nigga, you got to walk through the back. And that's an okay thing to say.
Yeah.
Like, I would be pissed about that shit, too. I think I think that they were fighting for those type of rights and did not foresee
no doubt.
completely
no doubt.
what integration would be about.
Right.
Yeah,
and I'm speaking in retrospect.
If you talk to most of the elders, they'll tell you, like, that was never the goal. The goal was self-respect, dignity, and the idea of getting rid of second-class citizenship. It wasn't that they wanted to necessarily give them money over white folks. But I think this goes to when Du Bois made that mistake in talking about a talented 10th, and then he saw how that talented 10th acted and found out, whoa, not only was this wrong, this was dangerously wrong. So at the point of integration, you see black people start to not only move away from those neighborhoods that they were in, but start wanting to do business with other people as opposed to servicing the black people that they actually, you know, were a part of and who put them in that position. So I've got a lot of questions about what some of us call the black misleadership class and the black wealthy class, because I think they've made some dangerous mistakes and have not steered black economics.
Yeah,
right.
I would agree.
And I'm talking
like the making the money part, I'm not mad at. It's where they spent it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, what you say, Jay?
No, I'm saying I'm speaking in retrospect, so I understand that you know I have 50 years of hindsight to evaluate they did. However, at the same time, I mean, we're still kind of practicing that right now, because a lot of the companies that we spend with, how many of these companies came out and said, we don't even want y'all fucking with our product. We don't even want you guys wearing our, you know what I'm saying? And that makes, and amazingly, when a Tommy Hilfiger comes out and says that, what do? We buy even more. Like we're gonna show him, you know what I'm saying? Like, set it out, man. You know what I'm saying? FUBU, I don't even think exists anymore. You know what I'm saying? And BET ain't even us anymore. Like, come on, man. We, like, out of spite, we're gonna purposely. So I mean, I understand what you're saying. Back in the days, they were.
That's a weird thing with price point with us, though. So if somebody makes a ridiculous item and prices it to a certain degree, that becomes a social marker in our neighborhood. So, hey, I got this $250 shirt, so you know what I mean? You see what it is when you see me. But these people are selling that show as hell not with the intention of you wearing it. Matter of fact, they want you further and further away from their product as they can. But now you've made that into a social. And, we do that with a lot of stuff in the neighborhood.
I'm about to come out with a $100 app that does absolutely nothing but say, I spent $100, motherfucker. And I bet you somebody will buy that. Look at what I bought, bro. I got a $100 app. Like, you're right. And I'm not excluding myself from that stupidity. I have done that on occasion myself.
We all have.
Oh, in my 20s, high school, worked the whole summer to be able to get those shoes that I had to have because it meant so much to me at that time. Right. Yeah, so I participated in it too.
Yeah, you know, and you live and you learn. Like, and plus, it was a lot easier when I was spending my mama money. You know, when you got your own bills in your own house, you're like, hey, you know, I ain't trying to spend $150 on no shoes.
Right.
You know,
right.
when mom take you to the store, shit, let me get them Gucci's, mom. You know,
but with
now,
every
and we didn't have alternatives like we got now.
There's a weakness. Right. So our ability to make something popular or make something into something that, you know, takes over the whole nation is still there too. So the idea that grassroots stuff could do the same thing if we create our own. Hell, as goofy as LeVar Ball is, that is an important thing that's happening within the shoe industry, and that's why they tried to drown him as many times as they could. Because if black people just decide a certain shoe is cool and a new thing to do, we're talking about billions of dollars of revenue globally. So
and the
that
world,
is true.
and whatever we say is cool, the world responds and says it's cool. You notice that?
I just wish he would make a better looking shoe though. Like, let's keep it a stack. He charging $500 for what? Man, what is? They're not even FUBU shoes. I'm trying to think because I've seen those is the shoes that Baby put out. Like, just come on, bro. Like, and I'm not hating on the man. I'm I understand the price point, like that. Just kind of going back to what you said, like we marvel and want things that are extremely expensive. I think he had to think a little bit more out the box, but I think he bought himself a lot of money and some time with this whole Trump shit. The promotion that he got for that really helped him out too. I think it's dope that like I seen Lil Boosie rocking some Nagast. That was dope.
Yeah, that's what we need right there. That's what I was about to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And again, I'm not excluding myself from this because I participate in all of it too. But there becomes a point where a cultural marker says, even if it is not as good as the other, this is the thing to do because culturally it's the thing to do. If I go to the Korean store and tell them, look, hey, I can supply y'all styrofoam packaging for y'all food, he's going to tell me no, even if I can give him a cheaper one than what he's getting. Why? Because the Korean guy he buys from, they're connected, and culturally they understand that's the move. And when we go in the store and they say, oh, well, them people was rude to me, I ain't going in there no more. Well, 20 years later, now they teach them people, hey, how you doing, my friend? Hey, my friend. Now they're really, really nice, but they're taking your money. So the process isn't whether they were rude or nice. The process is they're in your neighborhood pulling money out. That's the problem.
That is the problem. And just so y'all know, man, we got about 10 more minutes. But I also, damn, what was I about to say? I was about to say, some of us need to come up off our high horse too, and we get to complaining about people spending like, oh, he spent $200 on some gym shoes. That's so stupid, bruh. Your phone costs $1,200. You're gonna be paying on that phone for 3 years, bro. It's not a car. I fell into the trap too. But I'm not about to sit up here and look down my nose at somebody else, and I did some dumb shit too just for a damn phone.
Exactly.
For the real talk.
Exactly.
I think a lot of times we get off into criticizing folks and not realizing that we inherently doing the same shit. We just look at it because, like, oh, that's a need. No, you don't really need a phone at all. Somehow, mankind when we didn't have phones.
Not a $1,200 phone. Shit. It's real. Not $1,200 phone.
But and then how many of us do a cultural count when we go places? When you go to a mall and you look around, how many black people are employed? Do you make sure you go somewhere where black people are employed? Otherwise, wait and buy it somewhere where they are. And then are we giving black folks, good recommendations when you go? Even if you get shitty service, give them 5 stars. Hell, it's black folks.
But see, and I will say one thing, though, man. The fucked up part about it, man, is that you go to a mall and it's all black stores. What's the first thing you think, bro?
Baby shoes, and baby clothes, and shoes.
You think that? You go to a mall, it's all black stores.
I've seen that. I'm in Atlanta, so I've seen that, bro, and it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But I see foreigners own them. Yeah.
Like when it get to the point, like there was a mall in Cleveland that closed down. When it got to the point where it was like all hood stores, it was all hood stores, bro. Like that was the mall you did not want to go in. And we got to change that shit.
Yeah.
Like that was an opportunity that we could have turned into something because all of the major stores had left. That was an opportunity that we could have truly turned into something great, and we squandered it. With the shitty service and with the shitty ass stores and selling you in a mall and you selling like hang gliders or something. I'm not saying anybody was selling hang gliders, but just not really doing market research at all.
Yeah, and I think that's why the cooperative point is the most important part in pulling the money together. Because if we act on the capitalist model, then for the most part, we don't have the cash to participate in stuff like that. But if you talk about 5 or 6 relatives or people who think alike opening a store there and, employing family, then, hell, you can make it work. Some of these other people are actually doing that. But if we go by the old capitalist model, hey, let me go get a loan, let me go over here and get the store,
Yeah. You know, we gotta start listening to each other, and we have to start trusting one another, and and we have to start being more trustworthy to one another. You know, and I truly want to thank y'all for tuning in today, man. You know, we don't do too many shows outside of Thursday, but I was sitting at the house, man, just watched that video, and it's like, let's do a show, see what we come up with. So it's pretty dope, man. Definitely appreciate the build.
No doubt.
Oh, salute. Yeah. I seen that title. I said, yeah, I'm calling in, man. Because I seen that video the other day. I was just like, oh. But
and what we gonna do, man?
Is good, and he was trying to put in that work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
I'm not gonna hate on the guy. Yeah, I'm not gonna hate on him. Because like you say, I can see where he was trying. You know, I'm not a fan of the end result, but I get it. So, you know, it's not like I'm not like, oh, he a coon when he doing this. No, you know, like, you try it, bro. I
think that's just where he's at right now. But what we should do is applaud, because, like, when we start to see these things that now, you know, saying, like, who you think these cats are learning from? They're learning from us. They're learning from those of us who have platforms. They're learning from those of us who will voice our opinion and teach on social media. They're learning from our master teachers that we regurgitate and bring forth to our people. So the level that he's at right now, that's dope. Now imagine when he grows and he listens to My Skin Is My Sin, and he gets more perspective, and he gets more understanding, you know what I'm saying, he'll be bringing forth some other things. So we have to applaud people who do make sincere efforts, especially when we understand that, hey, they're understanding this from us. Like Kaepernick Kaepernick in the movement that he did, he got that because, you know, he's on Twitter, he's on YouTube, he's on Facebook. He's seeing the kind of things that people like us are saying and putting out there. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real. Yeah. All right, and make sure y'all check out Black Eye Stand Radio with my brother Jay Dizzle. Do the Knowledge Radio, Get This Wisdom magazine, and the Rundown with Renee. That is Liberation Minded Media, including My Skin Is My Sin, of course, every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got Hashim and Zinga coming on this Thursday, and then the following Thursday we got Jane Elliott. I think we'll do the Conscious Olympics after that. I'm not sure. And we ain't even decided what we're going to do to end the year off. So we'll see. We might do the Black Business Buzz. You know, I kind of wanted to do that before Christmas, but, you know, and I know everybody don't celebrate Christmas, but whatever you want to call it, that day where everybody is calling it Christmas. Anyway, don't forget, like I said, check out mrochelle.com, check out liberationmindedmedia.net, klmlportraits.com, designsbymonet.com, check out the Conscious Olympics app in the Google store, and myskinismysin.com. If you see a post, share a post, man. Y'all know how it is. It's from goons to gods. We welcome everyone. We only got one rule, and that's be respectful. Definitely appreciate y'all kings and the queen for showing up. Anybody that will listen to this in the future, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Whew. All right. Anything y'all want to say before I sign off, fam?
LiberationMindedMedia.net. Shout out My Skin Is My Sin.
Dope.
Yeah, shout out to y'all for doing the work that's necessary. Y'all got to load these kids' phones up with information, man. So, yeah, it's important y'all do these.
The Conscious Olympic Act is on point. If y'all ain't got that, y'all need to get that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. You know I'm going to use that, too, for a commercial. Mahogany, was you trying to say something?
No, I didn't say it was dope. Just listening. I didn't even mean to have to say anything, but it was definitely dope.
Oh, well, that's what's up. Appreciate that.
Shout out to her. Shout out to Renee. I think I talked to her before with Renee or another show. So, yeah. Shout out always.
Yeah, you know, we're trying to control the narrative over here. But as usual, what we're going to do is we're going to throw on a little Break the Foundation to end the show. That's just our custom around here. And you know what? I think you might, let's turn it up a little bit. So peace to the fam, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Appreciate y'all time and y'all wisdom. And I'll holler at y'all.
me up, Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty.
You gon' make me put these hands on you. Don't get done, suits are running, tell it, Fred, stop your photos, go and get your gas. You gon' make